Hello, this is Randy Rolfe, and I'm president of the Institute for Creative Solutions, and I'm sharing foundational concepts about vibrant health through natural living. And what I want to share today is a very simple recipe for a nice warm vegetable soup. We're coming in on colder weather now in most parts of the US, and we're going to really benefit by a nice warm vegetable soup, either to start your dinner or to have a nice warm lunch or a light supper. And this I learned from my great aunt Helen Nearing, who wrote the book Simple Food for the Good Life. She and her husband Scott wrote a whole series of books about living the good life, and the very first book, Living the Good Life, has been like a Bible to people going back to the land. And we did that ourselves in the late 70s and learned so much. But Helen always had a warm soup going on her wood stove. And so if people came to stop by, she would give them a bowl of warm soup and a hunk of cheese and a hunk of homemade bread. And it was a wonderful meal. And they also had an organic garden, so all the vegetables in the soup came from their garden, except maybe some of the beans and rice. So the whole benefit of this is it really warms the digestion, gives the minerals that your body needs. You're not going to get enzymes and a lot of the vitamins because cooking kills them, but it liberates the minerals. And so it's a good way to start a meal and to start things rolling for digestion. Smells good, smells wonderful. And so the core of it is fresh tomatoes or a good organic tomato paste with water, and cut green peppers and celery and onions. And when you put all these together and simmer them for a couple of hours, it makes a fabulous soup. And if you want a little bit of saltiness to it, you can add a tablespoon of good non-wheat soy sauce that's been properly fermented, organic, a tablespoon to each bowl of soup. But then you're going to get the good quality from the soy sauce if you don't let it boil. So that's a nice way to salt the soup without adding just a whole lot of sodium chloride. So then if you want it to be a full meal, put in a handful of rice and a handful of any kind of bean. Of course, lentils will cook the fastest, and millet will cook the fastest for grains. Quinoa cooks very fast. If you're going to have some time, you can put in kidney beans or chickpeas or navy beans or aduki beans, and something, a grain that cooks longer like rice takes 45 minutes to 60 minutes. And just let it go. You have to, if you have the grains and beans, be sure you're stirring it occasionally, because they will tend to sink to the bottom and stick if you don't keep them moving. But the beauty of this soup is that it actually is very slimming. It's so satisfying and gives you all those nutrients from your organic vegetables, and a balanced grain and bean combination that's very, very satisfying. So if you start your meal with this soup, you're probably not going to overeat. You probably won't want to take a dessert. And there are whole books written on this kind of vegetable soup for weight control. But Helen did it best with starting with fully organic food, lots of onions, lots of celery, and cut up peppers, just the green peppers, and then some great tomatoes. And it's absolutely delicious, and make a whole meal of it with the beans and the grains. So that's it. This is my 237th Vibrant Health Through Natural Living recording. So I hope you're enjoying them. I try to keep it to 3 to 5 minutes. And try this soup. Have it around all the time. If you have children, it's wonderful to have it in the refrigerator, and they can warm it up in 10 minutes. Warm it up yourself before supper and serve a little to everybody. And always have a mixed salad too for your kids, so that they can never say, oh, there's nothing to eat. There's soup and salad and some fruit. So thank you, and I'll see you for recording 238.